Alrighty, so welcome back to Uriel's Lantern. We're going to do a radiant pathway, the conscious creator here, and this is going to be a big one. This is the day that I send this thing into, I've been working on this legal doc. This legal doc is about how all of family law is corrupt, and it touches all the governors. Because it's this, what's really happening is there's this interlocking layer, and it's secretive. It is an open secret in the U.S. code and the regulations, but it's an open secret because it's massive and it's hard to understand, and it's a tough read. It's like a long read. It's a long read of dense legal material, which makes that quite challenging for most people that don't have any experience reading legal material. And then secondly, there's all these interstate contracts, and all those interstate contracts, they're all quite similar, not exactly the same, but they're all quite similar because it's based on these federal regs, and all the governors sign them. The state plan for child support is signed by the governor, and the judiciary is doing some very unlawful things. What they're doing is they're depriving fathers, some mothers, but it's mostly fathers. They're depriving fathers of their right to fairness and justice. And that includes providing due notice. That includes your due notice, your neutral arbitration. So the judges have a stake in the outcome. The state has a stake in the outcome. Everybody's getting money for this. And so when you walk in there, that's not like some neutral referee. If you're a football fan, you're going to think of this as like, oh, those are the refs for Kansas City, that no matter who they play, always seem to call fouls and penalties on the other team. That's what your ref is. Your judge is like a corrupt ref. So you don't have neutral arbitration, which means you don't have fairness or justice. That's being denied to you. And the 14th Amendment talks about you can't be deprived of liberty and property without due process of law and equal protection. So when they come in and they violate your rights, and they do it mostly against fathers, so that's against equal protection, but you don't have your due process rights. You have what are called substantive rights. And this is part of due process, is recognizing that you have substantive rights, and when you have substantive rights, you get these procedural protections. So your substantive rights are the ability to care, custody, and control your children, and also to acquire, possess, and protect your property. And then, those are the ones that you may or may not know. Everybody knows you got like freedom of religion and freedom of speech, but those are the big ones, right? As a parent, you need your speech. As you're building something, that's your property. You're like making a home. You need that to be able to grow your family. And some of this is like a religious obligation, the Lord needs us to go raise our children right, in faith and in spirit. And so when the state interferes with that, they're messing with your religious rights. All of this is a big no-no, and they're doing it anyways. And it's the method by which they're doing it is freaking treason. They're essentially attacking the Constitution. They're saying the Constitution doesn't apply to me. Constitution doesn't live in this little state courtroom. I'm a family law judge. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. And when you lose, you can't appeal it because of a Rooker-Feldman, which is kind of like a court case that says you can't just review the same stuff in federal law that you just lost in state law. And then there's also a domestic relations exception, which is like, hey, the U.S. Constitution doesn't give the federal government really any rights in your family affairs. And so all that stuff is supposed to be settled in the state courts. And so they tell you, hey, there's a domestic relations exception and we can't hear this. But those things are being used and purposely misapplied. So, I actually think both of those are fair, right? But what actually happens is that when they attack us and they take our kids and they take our property and they take our income, they take our sanity and they take our happiness, and they like literally transfer our wealth to our partner. I have like titled funds in my bank account, and they move my titled funds in my bank account to somebody else. They're depriving me of property. And so now we also get our like Fifth Amendment, where that's like the takings clause. You can't just take my stuff. And then you also have the Eighth Amendment, which is like cruel and unusual punishment. You can't just like take my kids, bro. And they do it all the time, which is why I'm fighting them with urgency and haste and substance. So they're attacking the Constitution. They're attacking the constitutional rights. They're intentionally depriving you of those rights, and you don't even know you have those rights. You don't know what your rights are. Nobody tells you what your parental rights are. You don't get a class on that. So they're rights you don't even know you have, which is why this thing is so freaking sneaky. They're doing something by omission. Commission is when they do it on purpose and it's outwardly visible. This thing is omission. It is a covert omission of your constitutional rights. That's how they operate. And that's why this thing was so hard to detect. Whew, going uphill. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And it causes a lot of pain, causes a lot of damage. My kids have been mentally and physically and emotionally sick because of this. One of my daughters had to get her appendix taken out. Modern medicine says, hey, it's just a dormant organ anyways, and nobody was using it. And, there's nothing about her life. It's just, random molecules in a random body that causes this problem. But we are spiritual beings first. So it happens first in the astral world and the heavenly world, and then it descends here. And so there's a disturbance in her soul because she's been taken by her father and brainwashed with nonsense, and it's causing her harm. It's causing her physical bodily problems. So this needs to stop. And like I said, I'm going to grind my body in the gears until it stops. And with any luck and or skill, instead of grinding my body, we're going to start grinding their bodies, because they're the ones that are committing treason. I am just in resistance of treason. So I feel like there's a whole lot of fathers out there that are in a similar situation, and I'm trying to answer the prayer of all of them all at once and fight these guys head on. So today's the day where I'm mailing 308 pages to them that explains all this. And that's a lot, but trying to explain 5 years of crimes and due process violation and the size and scale at which this operates, the way it operates, I feel like I was rather concise. Now, my favorite part about this is that I called it convoluted federal supremacy. And that's because the judge that took over the case after all my local state district court, they all recused themselves after I was filing enough criminal complaints against him. And they brought in this senior retired judge. And I was telling them in one of my filings, you got to obey federal supremacy. In general, it's a constitutional requirement. But in the support courts, it's a contractual requirement as well. because they signed a contract that said, we affirm federal supremacy. And there's a tiny little section in it that says this contract neither enlarges or reduces the jurisdiction of state courts. And he tried to say, well, you are presenting convoluted federal supremacy arguments when it's really simple. This contract isn't impacted by federal supremacy. Oh, you done fucked up now, bro. You done fucked up. Yeah, that's not how that works. Your dumb little contract ain't got shit on the federal Constitution. You know, your little state statute. We don't have state statute supremacy. We have federal supremacy. And there's no contract in the entire United States of America that can override the Constitution. Hell, the legislatures, they can't do it by themselves. The president can't amend it. You know, it's set. It's set. So, it's amazing to me that he put that dumb argument into pen and paper, because I'm gonna shove it down his throat is what I'm doing. So, I called this document Convoluted Federal Supremacy. And I talked through, you know, under federal supremacy, I get these rights and you get these restrictions. You know, not everything a judge wants to do is legal or lawful. So they gotta come correct. They gotta be lawful. And they don't have infinite power. They have basically infinite ability to do anything lawful. But once they get out of lawful, they get in trouble. And so, you know, I gave them a lot of notice. I said, hey guys, you're doing a lot of bad stuff here. Here's how it's supposed to work. Here's what you're doing. And here's some criminal complaints, some bar grievances, judicial reviews, and you're all breaking the law. And I've been saying that for years, but this one kind of sums it all up. That's what's going in. So as we do our prayer today, that's what I'm invoking. I'm invoking this whole convoluted federal supremacy. I'm setting my intention of how this thing is going to land. I'm programming the universe for how it's going to be accepted and the consequence thereof. And I want this to be dramatic. And one of the things I should mention, there's going to be parts of this one that look mean-spirited. And doing radiant pathway of the conscious creator with negativity in mind towards other people is extremely dangerous. Mostly because this stuff comes back to you tenfold. So you don't want that. In my case, these people are harming me, and I'm doing this in self-defense. It is lawful. They consented the second that they harmed me. They consented when they ignored my notices, and they consented when they defaulted. So I have 3 different forms of consent, and I have divine authority. Luke 10:19, you get to go tread on the scorpions, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I got the sun behind me. Look at that. It like blanks out everything. That's how clear it is today. That's what I'm doing some sun gazing into. And so, you know, this isn't like simply revenge. Somebody rejects me and I want revenge on her, and you know, I want the equivalent of acid poured on her face spiritually. That's not what this is. Because she would have had every right to reject me. Nobody has to contract with me in any way, shape, or form. We're all free. But here, you know, they're causing me harm, and the sort of stern response is what I'll call it, is rightful and lawful. It's like a stand your ground response. So as we dive into this one, you know, just be prepared for some fireworks, because I'm going to make it nasty. This thing hits hard. So like all radiant pathways, we start in our body. We're trying to align our body, our mind, our heart, and our soul, and then we're taking action. And it's going to broadcast in a way that we can both put out into the world and receive from the world. So I can feel my heart beating pretty hard from all the walking. Feel a little sweat on my brow. I can feel my right leg tense as I put all the weight on it. My knee's a little stiff. My left ankle's a little tight. But I think I can be in my body like this. Now I'm going to open my heart. So heart, we got a big job today. So normally I ask you to open. Today I want you to just open up all the way. All the guards down. There we go. Flame fully exposed. We're going maximum strength today, boys. So we're going to breathe in. We're feeding oxygen to our God spark. Let every step I take and let every little piece of light that comes into my body make that spark grow. Normally I just want it inside my body and just big, but today we're gonna let it grow past that. We're gonna shoot this heart space into the heavens. We're gonna grow my heart so big, and the wind is picking up. I'm here with command and authority, divine authority. My heart will grow larger and larger with every breath, with every bit of light from that sun coming into my eyes and into my body. My heart will grow. My heart will encompass this world, this planet, the stars. It'll go up to the heavens, down to the Jurassic earth beneath us. Through every layer of existence. And now we got a mind. Oh, not looking forward to this one. So, most of my shadow, I think, lives in my heart. And so we got to go mining. And I got a fully open heart. Who knows what the hell we're going to pull up now. You know, I'm going forward in time and back in time. I'm calling on everything I got. And I'm clearing it. I'm clearing it from every land, every people, every interaction. You know, I need to be the man that can live in the space where I win and I crush them, fucking obliterate them. Heart, you stay open, buddy. Wings are up. So from all timelines, with every life, anything that's holding me back, anything that's still there, let's dig it up. You're a bad father. All right, that one we're gonna take out. We're gonna put it over here. I guess I forgot to make my light body, so we're gonna go do that. Let's go make a big one. I guess we're making a casket today. So a full body light body. It's green, flower of life, fills in between. I can feel myself move out of it, turn it sideways, and I'm a bad father. That can go in there. Take the clay of my being, the clay of my consciousness, and put it into this casket. Heart, what else is in there? It says I've assaulted women. All right. Well, past lives, I'm sorry. That's inappropriate behavior. Ask for forgiveness. Let's put that whole existence, that experience into this thing. It says I've beaten my children. Now, just so we're clear, I have never beaten my children in this life, nor do I intend to. Maybe that's something I've done in a past life. So I'm looking for forgiveness there. Forgive myself. Forgive that experience. I'm going to put that bit of consciousness into this casket. All right, multidimensional me. What else would keep me from this righteous justice that I'm seeking? I've been disobedient to my parents and to my God. Oh. Yeah, I mean, certainly even in this life, I have been disobedient to my parents. So that is true. So we're going to have to forgive ourselves for that. Forgive our parents for creating those full circumstances. You know, some of this is just natural as you're a kid. So I don't have to take all of that with me into the future here. And, you know, when I currently have kids that are being disobedient, and that's part of being a kid. So we're gonna give that some grace. We're gonna fill it with forgiveness and say, yeah, I did that. That sounds about right. But that doesn't define us forever. All right, I got a little tree here that I gotta climb over, so excuse me while I do this. What else do I have up in here? What else is gonna impact my justice across all lives as I stare into the sun? Now I have you're a bad brother. I have a brother. I might not be a great brother. I don't know that I'm a bad brother. We got some differences of opinion in this life. But I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna try to forgive myself for that. Forgive him. You know, I don't know if he needs forgiveness, but it doesn't hurt to forgive him. We're gonna put that inside this casket. What else, life? We're digging. We're mining. Come on, son. Help cleanse this out of me. What's gonna block this kind of justice? You don't deserve your angelic kids. Oh, yeah, I've been through hell in this life, and it's hard to, like, you know, it's this balance of I feel worthy because I have survived some really hard things. I feel unworthy because I went through some really hard things. Doesn't it seem that, you know, a 5-year high conflict divorce should maybe go on a parent that doesn't deserve it? Or I'm sorry, the parent that does? There's some logic to me that, you know, if I'm experiencing these things, I deserve it. But I guess the thing I need to understand and remember is that everything in this universe is happening for us, not against us. So, you know, as I try to grapple with that thought, I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't, if I deserve it, it's because I'm supposed to go through it. And after I go through it, I'm supposed to learn something from it. Have a different perspective. So, gonna try to come at that one with grace. And, you know, I do deserve my kids. They're my kids. There's no, it's like my birthright or their birthright, their birthing right. I don't know, but they're my babies. They'll always be my babies. They'll always be loved. Oh, another big tree here. Oh. All right, what else we got? Lost my son. Oh, there it is. All right, what else we got, son? Why wouldn't I be able to hold this? You're not good enough and you can't handle it. Bruh, have you seen me? Have you seen the shit I've done? Look me. If there's anybody on this planet that can handle this, it's me. So we're gonna put that in the casket, put the "you're not good enough for your angelic daughters" in this casket. Not manly enough to be a father, particularly of my son. I'm having a little bit of a Spartan at Thermopylae moment, because I'm literally sending my my letter to like judges, president, senators, congressmen, and I don't have a lot of help. It's mostly me. To do this, I entered hermit mode big time. So, you can't be doing all this stuff if you're like heading out drinking, being with the boys, playing around, So I feel like I've been custom built for this. So we're gonna put that one away. All right, son, anything else? Says I was a bad ruler in the past. Well, I don't know how to deal with that in this life, but I think I've learned enough law, enough science, and enough code to figure out how to be a good dude. My goal is not to be perfect. My setting is I just want the people that I meet and I know to say, that guy, he's a pretty good dude. So I think I know how to do that. And I've been leading a lot of different groups for maybe 15 years, from little video games to businesses to volunteer orgs. And I can get people that trust me and work with me and build with me, even in difficult circumstance. And I think I've got a pretty good grip on that. So, the thought that I won't be able to take the proceeds and build something amazing and rule with command and authority, but also with a big heart, some altruism for my fellow man, trying to build an America that's amazing, peace, prosperity, freedom. I think I can do that. You're not a warrior and you're too fat. Whoa. All right, well, warrior, I feel like I'm a pretty good spiritual warrior. My hand-to-hand combat skills are not what they used to be. But so if this was Wakanda, I might lose my kingship if I ever get it. But I don't think that's what necessarily just makes a man. I think you got to be strong in mind, body, and soul, heart. That much is true. So, I'm out here hiking. I know I'm overweight, but the weighting has been great. And now I'm trying to take shape. And it's hard, right? Because like when you're older, I did this walk yesterday and I wake up and my ankle hurts. When I'm 18, I'm like ready to go. Let's do it 10 times. Why not? I'm in my 40s. And then when you do it once, your body hurts. So trying to be out here again and do it a second time, it's harder than when I was younger. But I'm staying at it. Not a warrior, and I'm too fat. So all of that is to try to reduce the body weight, reduce the weight between my prayers, my release, my programming and my hacking, and for when cut down that lag. No weight, no weighting. So getting rid of the fat that guards me in my soul, my body, from the impact of this tough-ass life. I'm moving into a different phase of my life. I don't think I need to take this with me. So hopefully I'll be like, physically cut at some point, even though I'm in my 40s. That's the plan and that's the vision. So put this fatness and lack of warriorness into there too. All right, son. What else we got here? You don't have enough faith in God. Bro, you don't even know me. So, I forgive you for that. But I know that God has walked beside me. I felt his presence. I've seen his promise. and I know that he's filled me with grace. So, no, sir, that might have been true once. And not really, you know, because God's with all of us. But I might have lost connection here and there. But I don't think God ever lost connection with me. So, thank you, God. Sorry that I have these limiting beliefs on our relationship. And I put those into my green casket as well. What else we got here? You're a bad lover, bad husband. It's just all these thoughts and fears of being bad. You know, it's hard to be a perfect husband, especially now. Modern women are rough, man. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can. You know, try to make the connection. Try to balance the sheer size of the difficulty I'm currently presented with, and simultaneously find space for my girlfriend and space for my kids. You know, it's a hard balancing act, and I don't know that I've gotten it right. You know, if all this stuff lands in my direction, it'll all be worth it. I guess I should say when it all lands in my direction. I know I'm destined to win, because all of this is unjust. So, it's going to be a rough day for them. But I'm going to put the bad lover, bad husband, put that into the casket. I don't need that. All right, son. What else? Some part of me says, you're too stupid. Yeah, I don't believe that. I'm a genius. So I don't need that back talk. And, you know, sometimes my wisdom isn't all the way there. You know, some would say it's not wise to take on the entire government. But it's what we're doing. There's the ones that created a cartel and hid it inside. So I didn't go looking for this. I didn't even start this. Here we are. So no, I'm not unintelligent. I'm a doctor of science, I've mastered law. I got tons of skills, built businesses. No, that one can go in there too. But guys, I'm starting to feel like nothing's gonna hold this back. What else? Yeah, in past lives it says I've been the criminal. I believe that. I got a little bit of a rebellious spirit. But in this life, I am not the criminal. We can take that thought and we can bring that into our green casket. Don't need that right now. Anything else up there, son? My spirit's too weak. Bro, you don't even know. You don't even know what I've been through. I feel like I have lived at least 3 different lives in this one lifetime. And they've all been hard. So no, my spirit's been forged in fire. And it's been purified with pain. And I can see in the dark, bro. You know, I can now light the way, but I lived in darkness long enough that I can see in the dark. So no, my soul is not weak. My soul has survived 1,000 lifetimes in pain and agony. And I'm still standing. I'm still here. I'm still praying. I'm still thinking of my fellow man. I'm still here to serve. Serve God. Serve my family. So no, my soul is too weak, can go on that casket. Now we're going to get hit with some direct sun. No trees to block it. Nothing in the way. All right, God, hit me. Heart, hit me. What else I got in here? What else do I have to mine? You'll never do this. You'll never be the one. Bro, I'm on my way. I can go in there. God doesn't love you enough. I have felt God, and He is nothing but love. So that one can go in the casket. This is the general one of your 2 week. You know, I already dealt with that. You can go in the casket. Enough of you. You won't see this through. Bro, I am disciplined. I will see this through. I've already started. I can go in the casket. These things are getting weak. I'm going to close this up. Hey, look, Mother Earth. I got a casket full of used consciousness that no longer serves me. Guy, can you please take this? I hear, yes, my love. And I say, thank you, dear. Take this down into the earth. You can see this casket getting lowered down. Let's go play it some taps. Do, do, do. 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 See ya, old me. See ya, pieces of me I no longer need. See ya, the pieces that no longer serve. I'm here to be born again, daily renewed, daily refreshed, daily strengthened, with love and light. My God beside me, with my God in my heart, faith in my bones, peace and altruism towards my fellow man. So, take a deep breath, and we sigh in relief. That's all my body know. Shit's gone. I cleanse it. I get it out of here. Gaia's taking it. Gaia, I'm so thankful. That's a lot, right? It feels like a lot. Feels like a lot to carry with me every single day. Nice little wind picks up. Thank you, sun. Thank you, earth. Thank you, God. Thanks, heart. You did great, heart. All right, now we got to get our light body going. So we're gonna go extra deep. So normally I just do this real quick because I'm always doing this, but today, no. Today we're imagining I'm a tree. My roots go deep and they plow through the earth, growing at exponential speed. I've done this 1 trillion times. Gaia's hands are waiting for me, and my roots go deep. And I stand with confidence, with authority, and I say, Gaia, I need all your strength today, all your energy today. Send it all up through me, and into my body, and into my base, and into my legs, and into my feet. I can feel this rust-colored energy fill me. And it shoots through me, shoots through my crown, and up into the sky. This red rust energy. It's flowing. It's like a tsunami wave. Coming down, I got Father Sky energy. The brightest white light I've ever experienced, going through every little dimension of my crown, through my head, down, awaiting the arms of Gaia. She loves it. Those two things, they merge in my heart, which is my whole body, in every single dimension, in all time, in all space. And out of every chakra, every single part of me, I pull out my golden thread, this light of my heart, this light of this earth, this light of the sky, and I can pinch it down by my calf and my groin, or on my thigh, and I pull it up through my body, up through my crown, and I breathe life into it. And I see 9 strands, maybe it's more, interwoven like a rainbow in like this little bike pump. I'm gonna put it into my light body, and I'm gonna fill it up with divine love, divine light, Father Sky, Mother Earth, God in heaven. Oh, y'all fucked with the wrong guy. All right, so now we are coming. Nice wind. Fucked with the wrong guy and it picks up. Yes. All right. Well, here I am with divine authority, divine command, and restraint with love, but also in self-defense, treading on those that would cause me harm, the spirits that dwell, those that are attacking me. Let it be known the shit won't stand. Do no harm, but take no shit. That's the stage I'm at, bros. Taking no shit. So let your guides, your angels, your spirit, your soul, across every timeline know you have fucked with the wrong man. So, here's my vision. A year from now, I'm sitting in a giant field. I'm standing and there's an audience around me. And I got a shovel and we're going to break ground. We're going to break ground on the city of Uriel. And this is funded by the proceeds of what I'm doing. And the benefit is for all mankind. We're all going to learn to be conscious creators. We're all going to do good. We're still going to learn in contrast, but now we're going to do it collaboratively. Whereas before, it's been way more competition. This will be in collaboration. And we're going to demonstrate this. So there I am. Just a normal shovel in my hand, and it's not even magical. I give a speech. And we dig in the dirt. Now I go something like 9 months back. And I can hear all these conversations. Woe and doom. People are fucked. Treason. They're getting hit with treason. Wire fraud. Mail fraud. Basically every single kind of crime imaginable. It's now stuck to their name, their last name, their bloodline. Fire ants. Fire ants from head to toe. Not just the little red ant, but the spiritual ant. Infecting every single part of their life. Their sanity, their house, their home, their family, their friends. A debt is owed here. Now the sun goes down. This is where it gets dark, boys. Pain. Unimaginable pain. In every facet of their lives. Flooding in their home, fires in their home, their car stops working, they're going bankrupt, they get imprisoned. They should have fucking let go. Now, this isn't meant for everybody, but if they harm me, and they harmed other fathers, and they knew what they were doing was wrong, that's the code, right? I'm trying to blanket hurt everyone, but for the people that know what they did and contracted to do this, you consented. I have your consent. The second you harm me, I have your consent for this. And I have divine authority. And I'm commanding spirit to do harm. Harm these people. Harm them, hurt them. Bring pain in every aspect of their life. And it's meant to help them learn and grow. It's not just pain for the sake of pain. They need a life lesson. We're going to deliver it in spades. So spare no one. No one that's caused us harm. No one that's done it intentionally. No one that's done it knowing that it's wrong. Spare not a soul. Let this be a deep cleanse. Let them learn why it is we don't do this shit. Tell their guides, tell their spirit, tell their angels, calling in all the contracts. It's time. This shit ends. This will be a deep darkness for a lot of people. Spirit, you can help them through it. We're going to give these folks love and forgiveness, but not until they change. Not until they come to the brink and let God in. They beg for mercy and they beg for forgiveness and they beg for change. And then we'll offer it. We'll be there for the redemption arc. We'll love and forgive them like they're aspects of our own soul. But until then, pain in every aspect of their life, their physical, their mental, their heart, their soul, their bloodline. Let it be pain. They signed up for this. They have caused generations of pain, and that's what they'll get in return. There's like a Star Trek movie where Spock goes through all kinds of hell, and in like the climax of the movie, he does his Vulcan mind meld, and he kills his opponent by transferring back all of the pain that he's gotten over the course of his life in one freaking blow, one freaking mind meld. And while I don't hope that these people die, maybe that's what is best for their soul, but we are going to transfer this back. The karma is coming back. You are getting repaid. Past due, bankrupt, due now, due immediately. It is coming back. It is coming back your way. I'm calling that in. Command and authority with your consent. You consented the second you caused this harm. I'm calling it back across all lifetimes, across all ways, in all time, across all records. It comes back. And this is a tower moment. Tower moment for the judiciary. Tower moment for the executive branch if they were participating or knew of this harm. Anyone that meaningfully contributed of their own volition, your contract is due, your payment is due, and this extends no longer. And if that crushes the entire fucking judiciary, so be it. We're gonna rise from the ashes. We're gonna have something that's fair and just, reflects the kingdom of heaven. So again, just to clarify, not trying to hurt anybody random, not trying to extend this to people that are not at fault. You know, some clerk at the freaking window at DRS, she knows what she's doing, great, reel her in. But if she's just getting duped, I'm not trying to hurt her. But for those souls that know what they did, your time is up, your pain is now, and the blowback is all of eternity of wrongs delivered in this life to you in pain and punishment until purification. And when you let God in your soul, you've truly found repentance and redemption, I release this curse. But until then, it's fucking due. I'm on my way back up. I think that's the worst of it. So let anxiety fill your heart. Let the burdens weigh you down. May the punishment fit the crime and come back to you with treble and punitive damages for you and your bloodline. May your curse be lifted when you, your descendant, is finally found repentance. And you've learned enough to know we're all one. We're not here to hurt like that. You know? We're here to love our brothers, love our sisters. We're here to forgive them. But it's do no harm and take no shit. And you guys have been dealing a lot of shit. Nope. No, sir. No, sir. We don't do that right here. Got it? Yeah. You get some snarky woke parenting there until you can learn to parent yourself. Control yourself. Know your boundaries and know your lines. Pain and punishment until purification. And then forgiveness. And when your family learns, you know, let there be a celebration. Let it all come back. Let it be a glorious moment for your family. The debt's paid off. Forgiveness is done. And that can be in a day or eons. I don't care. Your line is cursed until it's done. Until you find God, find love, find forgiveness. It is punishment and pain until purification. All right. Almost at the top here. Do I have anything else that's doom and gloom for them? Let it be in their body, their sexual desires. Let it fade and wither them. May their heart feel bent and broken, like it can't carry it. Let their mind be filled with anxiety, worry, doom. Let their soul know their purpose, which is now simply to redeem their line. I got some people coming. They probably don't need to hear this. All right. Well, I can see the sun again. I've almost reached the summit. So I think that's a pretty good curse for now. I can revise it later if need be. And just so we're all clear, now that we're back in the sun, this leads to perfect victory for me. Every level, every layer, every part, every person, every man, every woman, perfect, clean victory. Nothing short of a rout in complete justice. That's what I call in. That's what I command. By my divine authority, by your consent. All right. Whew. Now, that thing is like a memory bubble. I'm going to put that memory bubble into this multi-dimensional light body. Place that in there. I got some strands, so I'm going to sever them off my chest. Yeah, you guys can grow back. You can go do whatever. Find friends and build connections. But this light body, we're going to blow it up. And as soon as I started doing that, I heard mission accepted. Yep. Well, I've done my best to code that appropriately, to hack the universe, spirit guide, gods, angels, beings of love, prep your people. That one's heavy. That one is heavy. And again, it's not meant to be permanent. It's till they find love and redemption. They find repentance in their heart. They learn to love themselves and their boundaries. And they get that fundamental rule of do no harm, take no shit. When they get it, they're released. And they're celebrated. That what I gave them is hard. And it's going to cause pain for eons. So when it's released, we're going to say, nice job. You did great. I'm sure that was hard to bear. We're so proud of your family. We're so proud of your bloodline. And we're going to welcome you back with open arms. But until then, you fuckers are shunned. Pain and punishment till purification. Oh, now that sun is bright. Way up in the sky. Check this thing out, man. Blots out everything. Clear blue sky. God, direct my eyes. Logos, anything else I need to be doing here? I hear you did great. Alrighty. Well, smashing victory on every level. Oh. Now God's got this. Oh, I see a bird flying right up above. That's a good sign to me. Oh. All right, we gotta take a deep sigh. It's done. That baby's done. God, thank you so much for taking that. Now, we gotta set the gravity. And this is due instantly, immediately, in the now. So I set my gravity well. I am gravity. I am purpose. I'm a magnet. And I call myself to it and it to me. Immediately. This moment of now, this eternal moment of now. Now. Now meaning now. I can feel fire ants crawling up me, heading to work. Fucking love it. Thank you, fellas. We got work to do. Oh. All right, gratitude. God, I'm aware of what I've done. That is going to cause an awful lot of hardship for an awful lot of people. But it is a reflection of their own choices. And it is just payback for what they themselves charged. It is coming due. So thank you for releasing me from their harms. And thank you for assigning their debts as due immediately. And their punishment to begin until they learn. And I know that's hard. It's going to be hard on them. It's going to be hard on their guides and angels. It's going to be hard on our collective. But we're going to learn. We're going to grow. We're going to heal. And when we do, it's going to be even more amazing. So a tower moment for them all. No envy. I know what I've been through. I don't envy what they're about to go through. But it's necessary. 5911 on the clock. All right. Well, that's what I got for today. I got some downloads that I got to take care of personally here. But Heaven, you got this? Yeah, we got this. Good for me. Good enough. Now I'm going to trust, and I'm going to go do my work, knowing that this is coming. And it's not even coming. It's due immediately. It's in the now. Calling it in. We're 3 days after the solstice. That neutral energy is done. Sun's coming back up. It's going to be glorious from here on out. And I can't wait to watch the tower fall. All right, give me divine protection. Bless my family, bless my kids. Help those that are now cursed navigate towards redemption, repentance. There's no reason it has to be long. They just got to get there. And when I get home, I'm going to go send these documents out. All right, guys, that's what I got. Love and light. Thanks for being here. Don't play around with the dark stuff. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. That's what we got. Love and light. Go be Uriel's lantern. Thanks, guys.